Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm over in Loftus and I have a question for you. Do you like trains? Because I love trains, so we're going to the Tram Museum today. I'm joined by two of my friends and we are likely going to go for the moving tram first. This is the last video I made at the place a year ago and you can go watch that after this one. Please don't click off. And we are probably going to follow the same routine. So getting a ticket first and then we're going on a moving tram. My friends and I have not been here in a while, so hopefully this day is going to be enjoyable. So join me and we're going to suffer this time on some trams. Very good, as planned, this is the tram that goes to Royal National Park and we're going to take that first before going into the actual exhibition place. We're going to try and do some photos over at the station over there. We have around 1 hour or so at most. Hopefully I can actually do something quicker because I do not want to stay under the sun in these clothes. Hopefully this goes right and I can get a good photo, but for now, let's get some B-roll and let's get on the tram. Right, so we just got off the tram and we are at, well, technically speaking, Royal National Park, the old abandoned train station that's only technically now accessible by tram. So I'm probably going to repeat the shot from last time, but instead of just being, on the tracks itself, the last one kind of sucked. I'll put it right up here. Yeah, it wasn't very good and I couldn't figure out what to do. This time's a little bit different because I have the 7200. I am likely going to shoot right along this platform and see if I can see the tracks down below and the station right up here. I doubt it, but maybe a 70mm or perhaps maybe 100 could work well because the last time I didn't have that. So all for the best, let's start doing this shot. Hopefully I can get it done before, we have less than an hour before the next tram arrives and we have to get out. So let's start unpacking and do the shot. Alright, this is a relatively quick shot. Thankfully, I already have most things already set up. So this is, technically speaking, pretty easy because all the flashes, all the poses, and the whole composition is already pre-thought out. Let's take a look at what I'm using. 7200 at 70mm f4 for a bit of balance between bokeh and background. At a horizontal composition, I originally wanted to use vertical, but I feel like I need a new wallpaper, you know what I'm saying? At 70mm, I wanted to use 100, but it really didn't work out that way. These flashes are a little bit weird, however. One's on the platform right here, with one light right in front of it, giving that little bit undertone line light for the face and the eyes and everything. However, this light on my hand right here is, well, I originally wanted to put it right here, so I didn't need to hold it, but turns out that having the face, get lit up from behind or underneath is not a very good idea. The light reflected off the face and the eyes look weird, so I'll put the camera on a timer and hold the flash right up here, giving that lighting balanced, hopefully. It's not windy here, it's pretty calm, so everything is stable. Hopefully nothing goes wrong and I can do this shot before the tram comes in. So without further ado, let's take a look at the shot. I would say pretty decent for the first one, so I'll pack up everything, probably not change out anything yet, and wait for the tram to come back in so we can get back to the museum. So unfortunately the tram kind of came early, so I didn't really get to do B-roll of the place just now. However, it's not really that special, so we came back to the tram museum itself and we're going to take a little bit of break and perhaps maybe walk around the outside before going into the, what's that thing called again? Hall? Warehouse? The Hall warehouse, yeah, the warehouse. And yeah, hopefully there's something outside, but honestly, being here a few times, I kind of doubt it. So hopefully we get to go in there and get some photos without a lot of people, because there is a lot of tourists today. All for the best, let's keep going. So we've walked around a little bit and this is probably the best bet for the next photo. This is a tram from Milan. It's fully orange on the outside, but unfortunately you really can't see any colors in here. It's just all brown, gray, well the ceiling's white, but I doubt you'd see it in the photo. This is actually a photo I've taken last time. The photo's right here. It's not very good, the lighting's a bit whack, so I hope to improve on it this time. Saying that, I also have a different doll head with me, so I think it would fit it a lot better. I'm planning to use maybe, say, blue-white undertone for the doll to match the brown and white undertone of this tram. Hopefully it works out. I am not too confident, if I'm being honest. The best tram of the entire place, the blue and white one, is no longer here, so yeah, I'm kind of missing out on the best one, but yeah, it is what it is, so you have to work what you get. I think I'll do some B-roll and without further ado, let's go for the setup. Alright, this shot is not exactly that difficult. Thankfully, it didn't take too long to set up, and hopefully I can actually move things around bit by bit instead of packing everything in the bag, because I am literally moving by 10 or 15 meters every time I do the next shot. So hopefully the next ones won't take as long as this one. I think this one took around 30 minutes. Good enough. Anyway, let's take a look at what I'm using. 70-200 at slightly over 70mm because I'm lazy and I just want to zoom a little bit for that better compression and better framing, so there you go. At f4 for balance between background and bokeh. I originally wanted to use 5.6, but I felt like having that little bit more background separation would be a better idea. Flash situation is not exactly that great either. One on top of the camera, there's a little lights. The other one right over there, a little light as well. These are mainly for the eyes and the face acting as the main light source. There are still two flashes in this entire carriage. One is over there behind my friends, and the other one is all the way at the back, giving the backlight it needs, because this tram, despite what you might see in the video, is actually pretty dark, and I don't want the backlight to be too bad in the video, as indicated by, my other photos. Case in point, this and this one. Shut them up, editing me, thank you very much. Horizontal composition, I thought of vertical, but your boy needs new wallpapers and it actually looks nicer, maybe with a 16:10 or 16:9 crop. I'm not too sure, so editing me, take care of that part. Anyway, enough rambling and let's take a look at the shot. I would say good enough. Maybe I'll use this carriage because there's enough light in here to change out my dolls and prepare for the upcoming 2 shots. It shouldn't be too difficult, and I think I do have time for 2 more as I did spot 2 somewhat decent spots. So let's roll. Alright, we have the 3rd shot set up, and this one was a little bit harder because the entire place is very, very dark, and I think it kind of translates in the video as well. So you can see I needed a lot of, what's the word? Adjusting with the lights. The flashes everywhere, lights everywhere, and trying to balance out everything, but this will involve a lot of editing. I'll see if I can do some stacking as well, but I am not exactly very confident. I'd rather pull things up with one file because the R5 can absolutely handle that. It's a little bit higher risk as well. However, this tram is at least more stable and doesn't really rock around that much when someone gets on and off the tram. So let's take a look at what I'm using. The 15-35 at 35mm at a vertical orientation at f4. I am considering using f2.8 for more background bokeh. However, I do want to see the background a bit more, and I do think a little bit more sharpness does help. So I'll see what I come up with one light on top of the camera and the other one slightly on the other side, giving the balanced lighting on towards the face, but these cannot be too strong. So I think one's on 1% and one's on 3% because it's slightly further away. Now to the interesting part, the flashes. One is on this side, the other one on the opposite side, giving that backlight towards the back of the tram car because this whole thing is just horribly dark. But it's also very important to not overdo it, so I was just trying to constantly adjust the output power of the flashes. One's at slightly higher output of the other. I think it's 1128 and 1128 plus 0.7 on the other side, around the specs of that. So this should be okay, but I am slightly concerned about the whole stability. So let's get on with the photo, and here's a shot. There we are. I think that's good enough. A vertical shot, a horizontal shot for Fubuki today, and I just need one more to complete the 4-shot day. I think maybe that one over there works well. So let's roll. So, the last photo of the day, and I would say, yeah, apologies if I skipped through a lot of the explaining process when I was choosing different trams and choosing different locations, because I just didn't feel like doing the same thing like 4 times in a row. Because, yeah, this tram over there, blah, 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 that's tram over there, blah, blah, blah. It's just the same thing. I don't want to do that, and you'll probably click off the video anyway. So, this shot here. Relatively easy, I'd say, honestly, the easiest one out of the entire day, because Doll sitting down, everything's relatively stable, and the lighting situation is at least good-ish. It's a little bit complicated because I have to have my friend outside holding a diffuser, basically covering the floodlights towards Doll's face, because yeah, it causes very harsh shadows, and most importantly, doesn't quite match with the color temperature. So, with his help, I was able to get some stacking shots in, so it looks overall okay, I'd say. Let's take a look at what I'm using. 7200 at f4, I think? No, f2.8 for maximum bokeh, because I do not want the ugly green colors in the background. At 70mm, because this is a, well, relatively small tram, right? I don't want to stand behind even more, so this looks at least good enough. Horizontal composition, originally I want to use vertical, but this seems better-ish, I'd say. One light on top of the camera, the other one right behind me here, giving that balanced lighting towards the face. With 2 flashes again, because this is indoors, it's going to be the outline and backlight. One is providing mainly the reflections and, how should I say this, the slight outline of the black hair, because it's a black hair against a brown surface, so it's going to be quite relatively unclear in a lot of ways. And one flash over there providing the whole backlight for the red dress and also the brown benches. Overall, this seems fine, and I am not concerned because I can just stack, and you know how much I love editing and color grading. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the last shot for the day. I'd say decent, and that kind of wraps up my 4-shot day. It's been a really long time since I've done a lot of photos. Well, 4 isn't exactly a lot, but a decent amount in one day, so I'm pretty happy. Let's roll on to the outro. Those of you who have been watching me for a while might remember this as the place I did the outro last time. This video right up here, I'll just reference it one more time. Go click on it after this one, you can see the quality difference. So last time I was here, it was a little bit earlier when I was filming, and I basically didn't really know what I was doing, right? This time, really no different, and I would argue that the placement of exhibition stuff last time was arguably better. However, this time I do believe that I have better skills and understanding of what I need to do, so I was able to get 4 photos out, all were, I would argue, pretty decent. Following from the last video, you can see that my love for flashes has just not gone away at all. Even in indoors, very, very dark conditions, I still love using flashes, and maybe I should stop doing that in a lot of ways, because lights are indeed better, and there was only one photo that technically required a flash, and I could have done via stacking. So yeah, maybe I need to change that, because it is getting heavier and my back is just not really holding up that well compared to a year ago. Anyway, thank you very much for watching to the end of this absolutely horrible video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. Leave a comment down below, let me know what you think about the flashes, or should I, switch over to lights instead, and I will see you next time. Lemon, out.